There's a man who's been up all night having sex.
Yep.
It's the opportunity of a lifetime. Travel the world, all expenses paid. The only catch? A coin flip determines our fate in each new city.
Flip low, and we may struggle to survive in the most expensive countries in the world with just $25 a day.
Flip high, and we live like kings with 500.
I'm Adam, and I starved for 39 days on a deserted island.
I'm Matt, and I lived in my car for 5 years.
But nothing can prepare us for a trip around the world left entirely up to chance.
This is the coin flip trip.
So last night I matched with a girl from Tinder, and things escalated so quickly. I think maybe she wants to FaceTime, make sure that I'm not a creepy murderer. Wait, she's calling. Wait, I gotta go, this is taking too long already.
Just a hookup situation, then. This is not a date at all. I gave up my private room last night, so I just want to know, was it worth it?
It was a good start.
But, uh-oh, there's a but.
There's not as much of a but. Well, there is a but.
Oh, big butt?
Kinda. I'll tell you the but later, Adam. But first, we're headed to the desert to go paragliding. Adam was actually saying on the way over, and I agreed with him that he would never do bungee jumping, nothing like that. But it's like, this is okay. In all reality, I think this is probably way more dangerous than a professional bungee jumping tour or whatever.
Is this when I'm supposed to start to get nervous? And yesterday was terrifying for me, so I feel like I should be more scared than I am right now.
This is a large backpack. This goes down to my knees.
Just in case anything does go south, we need to hear the story.
Now this story, I'm still processing a lot of this stuff. So we went down to a local convenience store. I got her some vino, and then we went back. We're just drinking some wine. Eventually, one thing leads to another, as it often does. Things are going really well. It's, you know, she's very loud. We get a call from reception telling us to quiet down. And at this point, she's like, she's starting to get very infatuated. Well,
There's a bit of what?
Okay, you have to survive.
we're still on the upward trajectory of the story. It goes downhill at a certain point.
Oh. I really need Matty for his sake and for my sake and for the sake of the end of this story to survive this.
I've never gone up in the air, not in an airplane.
Oh my god, now I'm scared.
That looked hectic.
Yeah, now I'm scared. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's so good equipment that you don't
Okay. Goodbye.
All right, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, come on,
Okay.
please.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I love my family. I love you, Dad. Okay.
Ya está.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah!
Alright! Woo! Oh my god! Oh my god! Woo! Oh shit! Oh shit! That is awesome! Oh my god!
We are higher. Wow. Are we coming down? Oh, okay.
Are they meant to do that?
No, there's landing really bad.
Were we not supposed to land?
Yes. Are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Alright.
Oh man, that is one of the coolest things I've ever done in my entire life. That was like spiritual almost. That was so wow.
How was it?
It was good. I was terrified for like the first 30 seconds or so.
I was too. I felt like I was up there with my mom. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, like I did it. Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. You know, we're in like the middle of fucking nowhere. And I never thought I would do that. But it was just fun. Like, I was just like free. I wasn't scared. I mean, I was a little scared. But it was just freeing. It's cool. Yeah, she would be proud of me. And that landing, I landed right in the middle.
You nearly got thrown off the back at the start.
I didn't know what I was like, is this normal? Why are we going backwards?
It didn't look normal to me.
The start was abnormal and the end was a little abnormal. But that's my life, man. So there's nothing normal about it. But it's a fun ride, I'll tell you that. A few years ago, my mom passed away, and I felt like I was like with there. It's cool.
Good, my friend. We are family now.
Good man, you feel that.
Gracias.
Good decision.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Paragliding was one of the most incredible things I've ever done in my life. I feel connected with these guys, and I want to know more about what's really going on in the community they grew up in. Compared to some of the pictures we had seen online, the reality was less picturesque. The homes we were driving by were largely abandoned, run down, or both.
So
the government basically abandoned this community?
Yeah. For of course it's that abandoned. Because that people don't have water too. A
Really?
lot of that people don't have, like maybe the half part of all this town have water, the others don't have water.
Those homes back there, most of them occupied or not?
Yeah, most of that are maybe the 17% is people who live, and the other is only people who put the thing for make a mafia, no? Here in Peru,
Claiming-
it's like if you live in one spot for more than 2 years, it's yours.
Essentially, what's happening here is the local mafia will either pretend to live in a place for a couple years, or allow someone to live there on their behalf in order to eventually claim squatting rights and ownership of the land. In that way, they're gradually taking over the community.
If you see the hostel Wild Rover, that hostel are in the dune. These guys building until the dune.
When we first arrived, we noticed right away how run down the village looks, how much trash piles up, how rough the roads are, and how dirty the lagoon is. Now we're learning why Huacachina is slowly deteriorating. So the people who have the hostels and the hotels, they're not like a mafia, but when no one was interested in Huacachina, they sort of
he do whatever he wants.
they took all the property and now they can do whatever they want. So who's to blame for this situation? Because in large part because of the tourism.
No, it's not the problem. I think the tourists is the government. Don't put serious rules.
Right.
Because the tourists pay tax.
No one is
Sometimes
enforcing.
the tourists only came for party, but these people pay a tax. And with that money, the government needs order the place.
Right.
But don't do it.
And so they're not enforcing anything. There are rules, but nobody's enforcing them.
Yeah.
And so people are just doing whatever they want, and it's sort of lawless. It seems the government and many local businesses here are primarily concerned with making money off tourism in the short term at the expense of long-term sustainability. Until they reinvest some of the profits back into the community, this beautiful desert oasis will continue to erode. We wanted to know more, so we decided to take them out for lunch.
If everybody will be work like the right way, I'm very sure everyone, like even the police, everybody will get much more than I'm getting right now. Thinking for a short time, no? Okay, I'm gonna be 4 or 5 years in the power, so I just want to take as much as I can.
Their passion is obvious, and it's both inspiring and saddening to me. These things are happening all over the world. We are sucking as much as we can out of the earth for economic prosperity without real concern for the future. So that soup, plus the salad we just have, plus whatever we want off of this menu is 10 soles, which is like $3. $3 for a full course meal. Maybe people would maybe people will stop coming if it continues to turn into what it's turning into.
You see more trash in the desert lose the mind.
Right.
long term there will be more tourists if you can fix the problems. They just don't want to fix the problem.
The solution is all the owners of the hostel in Huacachina and business in Huacachina need to be together and need to privatization Huacachina. Because
Right.
the government, the only thing see Huacachina is something to make money for the government.
Right, and they're just
never-
trying to suck as much
yeah,
money out of it as
and don't
possible.
have love.
I feel really lucky to have met these guys. They've created their own business doing what they love, operate sustainably, and have a vision for the future of their community. I wish we could do even more to help, but the least we can do is take care of these guys who have given us a really incredible day.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Perfect.
Y como propina.
No, leave in 7.
Para compartir con ellos también.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, my friend.
Muchas gracias.
Nice experience with you,
Muchas
Alan.
gracias por todo.
Nice day. Thank you so much.
We just spent the afternoon discussing the mafia, environmental sustainability, the erosion of governmental order, all really important stuff. But there's just one thing I still really need to learn today. What the hell happened on Matty's Tinder date last night?
The last we heard, she's in the room and you've got some vino. What happened next?
The wine is flowing. We play one of my favorite games of all time. It's a game I like to call Monopoly. It's a fun game. It's a rousing game of Monopoly. One of the best I've ever played. The thing is, sometimes when you play a great game of Monopoly, you get loud. You know, you're pass and go, and it's like, oh my God, I just passed go. I got $200. Hotel management, not a huge fan of a loud Monopoly game, as it turns out. So their hotels like calling us, and they're like, yo, you gotta go. It's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning at this point. They're like, yo, you gotta go. You can't stay here. So the rest of the night is me just like trying to get her to go, she convincing me to play another game of Monopoly, 2 hours of hotel calling us and knocking on our door, and me trying to get her to go. At one point, she even locked herself in the bathroom. It was that crazy. Yeah.
So
she was-
what's the lesson here? Like, are we gonna be back on Tinder in Switzerland?
Oh, I'm back on Tinder tonight, baby. You better believe it.
We actually might need to, because we may be on $25
honestly.
a day in Switzerland, and we might be the ones locking ourselves in the bathroom saying, I'm not leaving, just so that we can have a floor to sleep on.
But it was a fun night.
Oh my
It was a
God.
fun adventure, stressful, but hey, I got to play a game of Monopoly. That's all that matters. All right, so we're heading out from our hostel. We had an awesome time here in Huacachina. Very interesting time. What was your favorite part?
Definitely parasailing. It's something that I've never done. I'm terrified of heights, so this was, I feel, a huge accomplishment for me to conquer that fear. It was almost like a very emotional, almost religious experience for me, so definitely a huge highlight, probably, of this whole trip.
I think for me, it was probably the sandboarding. I thought that was really awesome. I think this goes for Huacachina and Peru maybe in general, is that you can live off of $25 a day if you want to travel here. It doesn't have to be the 500.
Yeah, we definitely didn't need the full 500 that we had. We spent a fraction of it. And really the only thing that you would need to the 500 in order to do is the parasailing. Everything else here, the dune buggying, the sandboarding, it's all available on $25 a day.
Right.
We also were able to meet some incredible locals who are doing their part to try to make Huacachina a sustainable, beautiful place for generations to come, and we're very grateful to have met them as well.
So without further ado, we are about to hop on an 18-hour bus ride out to Cusco, home of Machu Picchu. I guess we'll see you all next time.
We'll see if we can get lucky 3 times in a row. Next time on the coin flip trip. The entrance to Machu Picchu is $45 US.
We'll just make it possible. I don't care.
Sounds great in theory.